My name is Mitch. Out of the blue, I was berated by my cheating wife and she told me she wanted a divorce, that I had raised her daughter from another man as if she were my own, and I was overjoyed at the news of her marriage, but that happiness was short-lived. It was when I found out that the biological father of my daughter had been having an affair with my cheating wife for a long time, that I decided to take thorough revenge. That time, I was mentally exhausted from everything that was suddenly thrust upon me. To be honest, I was struggling, first about my cheating wife. You see, we had an arranged marriage, she was a single mother raising a young daughter, and I ended up marrying her, making it a stepfamily. That I was anxious about becoming a parent at the same time as getting married, but I believed in the bond between me and my cheating wife, thinking we could overcome it. Time passed, and when our marriage was about to hit 20 years, my daughter came to me saying her boyfriend, John, has proposed to her. That I was overcome with emotion and cried. Despite various hardships, I felt truly glad to be my daughter's father.
Since our daughter is finally getting married, we need to have a proper talk, Mitch.
Of course. About the wedding, the new house, there's a lot to discuss.
No, it's about our divorce, Mitch.
Divorce? What, divorce? What, why all of a sudden? This isn't funny.
I've always wanted to divorce you, Mitch. I've just been putting up with it for our daughter's living expenses. Now that she's set to be independent, this is it for us.
John has a good income and he said he'd support my future living expenses. Unlike you, he's generous.
What, even you, Jenny? What's happening? Don't you love me?
No, we're not blood related. It was all lies. Both Mom and I have been fed up with you.
Mitch, you were just an ATM to us. Do you still not get it? Both me and my daughter can finally enjoy our own lives. So, that's that, here.
My cheating wife, having prepared it beforehand, placed the filled-out divorce papers on the table. Wait, what did I do wrong? Tell me and I'll change.
It's your stinginess. How do I put it? Your frugality. Bringing drinks from home when going out, using low-cost carriers for flights, not buying new clothes because the old ones can still be worn.
I thought it was okay not to spend money on myself, as long as I didn't skimp on the two of you.
Besides, even though I worked so hard with all the overtime, my earnings were just average. It's clear you wouldn't make it big in sales. Men are supposed to have potential, right?
That's not true, that's...
Ah. Enough already. Here, I'll even give you severance pay.
My cheating wife took out a $10 bill from her wallet and placed it on the divorce papers. This is horrible, just horrible.
I can finally get away from Mitch.
Yeah, looking forward to the future.
Their sudden change of attitude left me in shock, unable to say anything. Had they always thought this way? Was their affection for me all an act? I had so many questions, but I couldn't move, just staring at the divorce papers and the $10 bill, ignoring me. My cheating wife and daughter excitedly talked about their future. After nearly 20 years together, I realized I didn't know anything about them. I thought it was best to leave household and parenting decisions to her, as she was more experienced, so I handed over my entire salary to my cheating wife. My allowance was just $100 a month. That I thought the reason for the divorce was because my income wasn't enough to support us and my cheating wife had to stretch the budget. However, my take-home pay was around $3,000 indeed, and we had bought a house about 10 years ago. I consulted with forum members about the reason why my cheating wife demanded for divorce, and they revealed that perhaps it's because she was having an affair and tried to avoid paying alimony. A month later, I returned to the forum with shocking facts. To put it bluntly, she was indeed having an affair, the other man turned out to be, shockingly, my daughter's biological father. Following the forum members' advice, I first hired a detective to conduct a surveillance investigation, then, I easily obtained evidence of my cheating wife's affair. That I'm glad I didn't just submit the divorce papers as told, but looked into it. Also, I received separate information about my stepdaughter from the detective. It was as though my cheating wife and daughter were in cahoots all along. The detective had a hunch and did a thorough investigation, and it turned out to be crucial information that concerned my daughter's fiancé, John, as well. After sharing the information with John and discussing it, we decided to work together. That's how we came to face the final showdown after careful preparation.
Why is John here?
Mitch, have you already submitted the divorce papers?
They were packing up, steadily preparing to leave the house at any moment. That it was a holiday, and the moment John rang the doorbell and came over, both of them gathered in the living room. I haven't submitted the divorce papers yet. I decided there were a lot of things to talk about before that. John came here for that reason.
What things to talk about?
First off, my cheating wife. You wanted to divorce me to get back with your lover, right?
What?
My sudden words shocked not only my cheating wife but also my stepdaughter. I spread out the evidence of the affair I received from the detective on the table. From the day you asked me for divorce until today, you've had affairs many times. My cheating wife was visibly panicked, but perhaps because her pride wouldn't allow it, she still tried to assert her superiority.
What? So you're involving John in this interrogation? That's a dirty trick. Such a mean-spirited thing is typical of you, Mitch. You wanted to get back at me in the end, didn't you? Sure, I had an affair with the other man. But that was after I told you I wanted a divorce. $10 wasn't enough for you, huh? You want alimony? How despicable. And I only met with the other man a few times. You can't claim much from that, can you?
That might be the case. But what if I told you the affair was long-term?
How can you assert it was long-term? You never doubted me. Those documents are from recent investigations, right? Claiming something about the past without evidence, how unsightly.
I do have evidence. Jenny was the one who leaned forward in shock at the additional documents I placed on the table.
What? Why do you have that?
It was a compilation of my daughter's social media posts.
I was really surprised by this.
What's this? Photos taken by Jenny.
No, don't look, John.
I've already seen it. To think my fiancé was such a person.
No, that's not it.
What is this?
My stepdaughter suddenly threw a tantrum, and my cheating wife, dumbfounded, picked up the documents.
There are posts from years ago. The recent ones are about being proposed to by John. What is this?
I'm truly disappointed in Jenny. Ever since we started dating, she has made a mockery of me by calling me an ATM in her social media posts. ATM conquest complete. Gonna withdraw mom's living expenses from this guy. Didn't hold back on the wedding options. ATMs are useful for times like these.
Stop.
This guy is lame and worthless, but as an ATM, I guess I should be thankful for his earnings. Thanks to the ATM, our living is secure. I can live comfortably as a housewife. Got stability, now I got the chance to go for love.
Stop it.
There are also posts about her meeting up regularly with you and your lover to have meals together. The oldest one is from 7 years ago. Can't wait to become a family of 3. Sick of the fake dad. Mom and Dad have always been close. It's sad they couldn't be together. I can only see my real dad once a month. Seems like Mom meets him a lot though. It's lonely, but I have to endure because I want them to cherish their relationship.
Wait. Jenny, you've been posting this stuff all along.
Finally figured out how to get rid of the fake dad. Mom's happy every day because she can be with my real dad. Now I can call my real dad, Dad, too. Can't believe fake dad never noticed the affair, he's so clueless and hilarious. Mom's always been devoted to real dad. As your followers increased, Jenny, the details became more explicit. You're even grading every date with John. The detective said it was easy to identify because of your high posting frequency and unique content. You couldn't stop yourself, wanting reactions from your followers.
That's right. It started as just a record for myself. Given the circumstances, more people started viewing the posts. It was fun getting reactions like support or controversy, so I intentionally stirred things up with dramatic presentations. I really love John. I just got carried away. My feelings are genuine.
That's a stretch. After writing so much about me and our dates, you think you can just brazen it out now that you're caught? I trusted you. I truly loved you and was looking forward to our marriage.
So, what happens to our engagement now?
Of course, it's off. I'll be billing you for the entire cost of the wedding.
No way. I quit my job for the engagement. You can't just say that now, that's cowardly.
Jenny ranted without looking around. Her emotions were laid bare, but nobody knew whether she was angry or crying. She must have always thrown tantrums like this to get John to forgive her. But John's eyes were cold, showing no room for negotiation.
So, with Jenny's engagement off, what about my living expenses?
Worried about yourself before your daughter. Since you're a stranger to him, John isn't going to pay for your living expenses.
No. It's all ruined because of Jenny's stupid posts.
It was hard finding a good catch who'd even pay for his MIL's living expenses. I wrote on my efforts. You didn't do anything yourself.
About your affair partner, you haven't been able to contact him since this morning, right? I settled the claim for damages against him yesterday. He readily admitted to the affair. He cried, asking for forgiveness, saying he won't have anything to do with you from now on.
Lies, all lies.
You can call him if you want. I thought you wouldn't believe me if I told you, so I've already talked to him about it. If you want to reach him, you have to do it right now and on speakerphone. That's the condition. My cheating wife immediately called her lover.
Did you talk to Mitch? I'm being asked about you and me right now. I'm so confused. Did you really tell Mitch you won't have anything to do with me anymore? Explain now.
I'm cutting off all ties with you. There's no benefit in seeing you anymore. I was just messing around when we were young, and then you got pregnant. Kids are not my thing. I didn't plan to stick around with you forever, that's why I disappeared.
But, after we reunited, we spent time just like when we were lovers. You were just young and got scared, so that's why you ran away, right? You said you've always felt guilty and cared about me, right?
When I randomly ran into you in the city 10 years ago, I was struggling with gambling and needed money. I realized you were still hung up on me, so I thought you were an easy target and got involved with you. Being able to use your husband's entire salary was a great deal. I was thinking it was about time for me to leave since Jenny was getting married and you were planning to get a divorce with Mitch. But then, you screwed up at the very end.
You said you loved me so much. Even though you ran away from my pregnancy, I forgave you. You said you couldn't give up on me, so I believed you. And this is the result. I was just a body and money to you.
I'm done with you, don't ever bother me again. If you contact me, it won't end well for you.
Mitch. I was wrong. Being treated like an ATM is so painful. I regret everything I've done. Please forgive me. I can't pay the alimony for the affair. I don't even know what to do with my living expenses. You're kind, so you'll forgive me, right?
That's impossible.
No, no.
My cheating wife clung to me repeatedly, but eventually, she seemed to realize it was futile and gave up. Later, I submitted the divorce papers and made a claim for alimony, bringing the matter to a close. If it weren't for those social media posts, my daughter would have probably married John as planned. You've been taking care of my salary, haven't you? Actually, my hard work has been recognized, and there's talk of me being promoted to an executive position next year. The day you demanded divorce, I was actually planning to tell you about it. I thought, with Jenny getting married, we could spend a peaceful retirement together. We could have lived comfortably together, just the two of us. I couldn't shake off my old habits from when I was single, and I wanted to save money for raising our child, so you called me stingy. Maybe my salary seemed low because I was in sales and often worked overtime, but my efforts were bound to pay off. But because of your affair, it all came to this. Let's get divorced. I'll contact you about the alimony through a lawyer. After that, both my cheating wife and daughter went back to my cheating wife's parents' house. Apparently, they fight almost every day about how Jenny ruined their lives. My cheating wife's parents covered the alimony and wedding expenses. So, the two of them are probably repaying their parents. My cheating wife has always been a housewife, so she's struggling to adapt to part-time jobs and keeps changing workplaces. Meanwhile, my daughter quit her job right after getting engaged to John, so she's juggling job hunting and part-time work, seemingly exhausted. I heard both of them are quite worn out, having worked hard in sales for so long. Finally having my own time feels strange. Might as well pick up a hobby from my student days. With the income one receive as an executive and from the alimony, I'm not planning to skimp on money. Also, I'm still on good terms with John, my daughter's ex-fiancé. We planned to become family through the engagement and got close, so now we're like friends with a significant age gap. I devoted myself to my family, was betrayed, but with the forum members' advice, I managed to settle things properly and move forward. From now on, I want to live a peaceful and prosperous life for myself.